welcome back to SingleTrack Session. This is number 34.
Yep.
34 weeks worth of the junk drawer.
I know.
That's cleaning it out every week.
I know.
We're back at 22nd Street Trailhead, which just is our home.
Beautiful day.
And it is. And they've done some new trail reroute to get rid of some nasty scarage and ruts and stuff like that. So that'll fill in nicely. But yeah, Studio 78. Beautiful day. Sitting next to, we got to name your car. It's a Volvo.
Yeah.
So we got to name it something super cool.
It's dark navy blue.
Navy blue Volvo. So we got to come up with a name for it. What's the model? What kind of model is it?
It's XC70.
XC70. So we're looking for
a name.
There we go. Let's throw that out there now. We need a name for Joel's navy blue Volvo XC70. It's a wagon.
Yep.
Sweet little
Should we give something
car.
away if we've got a good name for it?
If we've got a really good name for it, yeah, we'll give something away.
All right. Sounds good.
So there you go. That's number one. So we'll even talk about that contest to start. Otherwise, we can talk about our past episode. Jeff Hart.
Yeah.
It's episode 79. So we're going to follow him around. We'll talk to him again next week. You know, maybe every couple, 2-3 weeks, or maybe as we get closer to the race, talk to him more.
Right.
Just to make sure he gets more nervous for it and more butterflies.
Yeah.
But we'll just kind of follow him through his training, what's going on in his mind. And, you know, if you have any questions you want to ask Jeff, send them over and we'll ask him.
That's a good idea.
That way, you know, if you have questions particular you want to know, maybe how he's training, what he's doing, what shoe size he wears.
Yeah.
You know,
how he's dealing with the nervousness.
Yeah, if you use squirrel nut butter or some other type of lube or, you know, whatever you want to know. Well, we'll definitely ask him. We're not against anything like that. So, yeah, so that was a great show. Jeff's a great guy, super fun. And, yeah, we'll keep up with him. Next show, next week, we have a follow-up.
Follow-up.
So as many of you listened, we had Melissa Solomon on a few weeks back.
We did.
Super great show, talking about her journey over the last 5-6 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, not just a journey of running and, you know, losing weight is what she kind of started out, but just feeling better and just enjoying life.
Just feeling better about herself.
Yeah.
Right.
And
gaining some confidence, not feeling like she's got no outlet.
Yep. And so she had some great stories. I recommend you go back and listen to that if you haven't. It was a great show.
Yeah.
We're going to have her on for next week's show because we're following up from the Zion 100.
Right.
So it was our first 100-mile race.
It was her first attempt.
And we're not going to spoil it, but we'll talk to her. So next week's show will be good with Melissa. She's a trooper.
So we're going to sit down, have some cheese curds and beer.
Holy cow. Where at?
Roosters.
Oh,
where
are?
else? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're going to Roosters tonight.
Didn't know that. That's cool.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll do that. Oh, man, I'm so excited now, man.
Made your day, didn't I?
Let's see what else we got. Oh, so, we're not going to touch on everything, but me and Joel luckily did not jinx Mr. Walmsley.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yep. So, he did win the Gorge Falls course record by like 50 minutes almost or something crazy. 8:20 was his time.
Yep.
And he second place was like an hour behind him.
Yeah.
So it was a battle for second, third, fourth right in there.
Battle for the second golden ticket, right?
Yeah, so
top two get a golden ticket to Western States.
Yeah, so Walmsley's in.
Punched his ticket, right?
Yep. So he's we're gonna have another stout race at Western.
Oh my gosh, that'll be fun. I'm always excited to follow Western, but now that he's in it, it's gonna be just fantastic. Yep. And he's got that dude from Sweden that's trolling him. Have you seen that?
Oh, I have a little bit.
That's awesome. I mean, I think it's good-natured fun, but it's just awesome to see somebody trolling Walmsley.
What was the last one I saw? He was in a
sauna. Yeah, doing step-ups on a bench.
That was funny.
What's even better is that Turtle Miller has a second personality, alternate personality called Skolpata that is based off of this guy in Sweden. Huh. I'll have to show you the video. And if I can get Turtle Miller's, it's not Turtle, it's Turtle Miller. He and I had this discussion this last weekend.
It's not Turtle?
Yeah, it's Turtle Miller.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So he sent me a video, and it's hilarious.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. I got to see it.
Yeah. So I think if you get on Twitter, you'll find the Skolpata handle there, and we'll go ahead and include that in the show notes. Because
how do you spell it? Is it SKUL?
No, it's
like some foreign, like SJ.
No, it's not
dots.
quite like that. It's like there is some dots involved. It's like SKOP something something something. Huh. If you give me like a minute, I'll find it on the old Twitter sphere here.
We'll let you go after that. So we'll talk about So with Walmsley being in. But I felt like you mentioned, I think the guy from Sweden is just having fun. It's not like
totally is.
Not like being a dink or anything.
No.
Just kind of like, I'm coming for you.
Exactly, which is going to make it even more interesting, right? When Walmsley just drops the hammer and is like, dude, I'm out.
But it's interesting. I don't know much about the guy. Like, I haven't done my research on him, but he looks pretty fit.
Yeah, he is.
So it's not, and he's a little guy.
He is.
So I don't know what his background and history is, but it'd be interesting to see if I would like to see somebody like give him a run for his money. Walmsley, I mean, because I think at that point you could see some crazy things happen.
Okay, so I got the spelling for Skolpada.
Okay.
So it's SKOLDPADDA. Now, if you get on there and you're actually looking for it, it's Skolpada the Great.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So this is from Turtle Miller.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Right?
Our friend Turtle Miller.
Oh, my gosh. He's got a bunch of stuff on here.
Uh-oh. Joel's just digging it right now.
I didn't even realize that he put this much stuff on.
There you go. So maybe it's all. So that Twitter account's going to blow up now.
Yeah, well.
I'm going to have to check it out when I get home. Let's see what else. So we got our last golden ticket race this weekend.
Yeah.
Lake Sonoma. And that's the one Joel couldn't remember last week.
Yeah, but I texted you at like 3 a.m. It's like, it's Lake Sonoma.
I know. And I was like, I knew you'd get it. So Lake Sonoma, last golden ticket, and it's going to be a stout field, both men and women. Again, 2 tickets, each male.
Right.
2 male, 2 female.
Yeah.
The women, you got the Yeo Wang.
Yeah.
She's been killing it all year. But then you got Casey Lichtig.
Yeah, she does all right, huh?
Yeah, she's pretty solid. And then Magda Belay. So that's just 3.
Those 3 right there could win Western easily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right? They can be 1, 2, 3 at Western.
So I didn't go too deep again. The men's side's kind of the same thing. You got Sage, Canada.
Right.
Dakota Jones.
Yeah.
And apparently he's back at it.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see him back at it, right?
Chris Mako, who's been running well.
Yeah.
And there's still some more names. Again, I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but we could be here all day mentioning names, and we don't know everybody. And there's always the wild card and the new guy and the Hayden Hawks of the world. So
yeah, exactly.
That looks like a pretty interesting race going down.
I think so. It'll be fun to watch.
In fact, I was just talking with our friends over at Solomon. So I was talking with Mike Ambrose.
Right.
And then we had Josh Korn on. We were at a moonshine party.
Right.
Mixing party.
Like an official one.
Yeah, it was official. Yeah, it was like a book launch, and they had some stuff there. And we were talking about some stuff that kind of interesting in the running world. Kind of going along those lines with the stout, fast, runners. Because we kind of give Mike Ambrose a little crap. He's running the Boston Marathon in a couple of weeks. But
that's coming up.
Like a week or 2.
Something like that.
Yeah. So he's doing that. And then he's got some other stuff over in Europe that he got invited
to.
Yeah. So we're going to have to get him back on to talk some of that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I had to reach out to Joel this week. I was doing some yard work, and I texted Joel. I said, dude, you need to go. Because you can't, copy and paste the comments from iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to send you.
I know where you're going now.
And I'm like, you have to go to iTunes and check out some of the reviews we got.
Right, because we got a couple new ones.
Oh, my gosh. The first one I saw, it said something like, do not listen to this podcast. And I was
if you're, young or something like that.
Under 60.
Or over 60, something like that.
Scared me.
You, changed your drawers right there.
I did. I'm like, oh, crap. And then I saw 5 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what?
Like, what's going on?
When I read it, I was rolling.
Busting up.
Oh, my gosh. And there's one right after that as well. But we just got 2 new ones on iTunes. So thank you.
Oh, good. You guys got to go check that one out.
You do.
I think
fun.
it's like the first one that comes up now for some reason.
Is it?
Yeah, and it should be. If there's a way we can make that sticky to the top, we need to leave that.
Throw that on our website.
Yeah, I don't even know who left it.
I can't remember the name, but it wasn't like a name.
Right, it was somebody's pseudo. Somebody's
Oz something or another.
It's their avatar name.
Yeah, right. So anyway, thanks for leaving the. We dig. That makes our day. So thanks for leaving the notes or the reviews on iTunes. We appreciate those. But yeah, go read those. All right, Joel, you ready? I'm gonna let's tackle this one now.
Okay.
And then we'll get back to some fun stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know where you're going.
So this is one obviously that's been making the rounds, huge, making the rounds. Georgia Death Race.
Yeah.
Right. So there's been some controversy.
Yeah. Not really.
Yeah, not really.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be
social media controversy,
right.
I should say.
Yeah.
And again, it depends on your stance. Everybody is entitled to an opinion.
Right.
We're not going to sit here and say there's a right or wrong. But I think it gives you a general idea of where the sport is involving two more.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's going to have to be at some point some type of law in place or rules or regulations or per race maybe it is. I don't know how it's going to be. But anyway, if you haven't heard, for whatever reason, you've been off of social media, Georgia Death Race, A.V. Collins won that.
Yeah.
Right?
And significantly.
Yeah.
By an hour.
Had a great race.
Yeah.
Did really well. Obviously, punched his ticket to Western States.
Yeah.
But then it came out he's sponsored by two cannabis companies in Colorado.
And that he partakes.
Yeah, he does. He
admits it.
Does the cannabis.
Yeah.
He's never held it back.
Right.
And he ran a race last year and tested after it. And was it Ouray or I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, it was Ouray because Ouray is a tester.
Yeah, and so he was tested after and it came clean. That was in August.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, he went out and threw down time, got his ticket to the Western States, and again he was called out on social media, by Dave Mackey.
Yep.
And it blew up. It went bonkers.
Right.
So my biggest thing from this though that pissed me off, right? And I don't like talking about what pisses me off, but I was really disappointed at all the name call, like the dirty, rotten, bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can have an opinion, and everybody, Dave can. Avery can. All of Avery's buddies did.
Yep.
But apparently there was, and I saw a couple, but there were some private messages.
That was just ugly.
That were really ugly.
Yeah.
There's no need for that.
That's the problem with social media is that
you can hide behind it.
Some people hide behind it, right? I mean, if you're going to talk that way to somebody in person, think about that, right? I mean, if you're going to be that ugly, that's just not right.
Yeah, so that's where I kind of went, oh, okay. Like, I get the people calling each other out, like, Dave, you're wrong, and your friends do it, and, oh, Avery, you shouldn't do it, it's against the law.
Right.
In some states.
Yeah, some states, not Colorado.
Blah, 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 but when you start attacking individuals the way some of those names were called, that's where I was just getting like, man, that pisses me off.
That was lame.
And you get social media, like Joel mentioned, people can hide behind it, but at the end of the day, I mean, there is no, like the Georgia Death Race RD came out and said, hey, man, I don't care, right?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Like he does it or, whatever he said, and he's like, cool, better for him, way to go.
Right.
And that's his race.
Yeah.
Now, the controversy came in because it's a Western States, does not allow it.
Right.
And then the fact of where cannabis falls on WADA.
Yeah,
right?
It's still illegal on WADA, right?
It is.
That's what that's all the rules everybody's following right now is WADA.
Mm-hmm. And so people are saying, well, he lives in Colorado, it's legal. I get that, go for it, whatever, but we're not talking about your state.
Right, we're talking about competition.
And then they came back and said, I've never done it during competition.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know, I'm not a cannabis dude, and I don't know a lot about it, but apparently there's like a time shelf life in your body when it leaves your system or whatever else. And so then there was all that controversy. And then, of course, we know and heard of other athletes for years that have done cannabis.
Uh-huh.
And so it was just it kind of blew up, and it took over.
Yeah.
I was like reading some of the comments, and there's like, as I was reading, like 5 more would pop up below it. Like people are typing as I'm reading. I'm like, holy cow, I got to not do this anymore. It's like 1 a.m. But it was ugly, and I don't know. I waffle back and forth on my stance. Yeah. To be honest with you. Like, to me, I don't do it, and it never is going to affect me. Right. Because I'm never going to be up for a win. Never going to be up for prize money.
Right.
Cannabis isn't going to be the deal breaker on anything in my life, right?
Nope.
But when you do have sponsors, when you do have prize money, when you do have WADA competitions,
right,
that's where I think it gets tricky.
Yeah.
Because it says you can't do it during competition, but if you train for 8 months with it,
right,
and maybe go off for a week, does that matter?
The only way that he's going to get excluded from the race is to be tested during the season, like a random test.
Like what's the season though? You can't do it in competition. So is competition just the race, or is it training for the race?
It's training for the race.
So that's when
I think that's what I mean. As long as you're a part of say a federation or association, then you can get tested randomly. But since trail running really doesn't have one, I mean, we have the All American Trail Running Association. We have like a USATF one, but we don't have we don't have that national body that governs our sport, which is, I think, a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
If we had that, then they could come in and test at any time that they wanted to. So there's a big gray area right there.
Huge.
You know, leading up to the event, if he is using that banned substance, maybe he is getting a benefit from it.
Well, I think that's kind of the biggest gray area is what like I haven't read Western's rules,
right?
But what is the timeline?
I don't know. He says that. So he actually contacted Thornley, the RD for Western States, and said, "Hey, here's my deal." I mean, he went out his way and said, "I'm good. Normally, I stop smoking or eating
or whatever
2 weeks before an event. I'm going to do it 3 weeks before the event, just so I'm clean." He goes, "You can test me if you want, but I'm not going to pay for the test.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay for the test because it is expensive, right?" And I thought that was really big of him to do that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm not a science guy. I'm not enough to know about how beneficial it's going to be for the 6 months leading to the Western States or cut off 3 weeks before.
Right.
Because I don't know if it's your recovery, if it helps your body.
Okay, think about this. I mean? So if it helps you with recovery as far as like being relaxed, falling asleep, staying asleep, if that helps, then that's an aid.
Yeah.
But then where is that line drawn with, say, melatonin supplement? So if you can buy melatonin over the counter and that helps.
But is it on WADA?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. I think that's what people kept coming back to.
Right.
Is like, well, it's WADA. And it depends on what Western states. Do they go by WADA or do they have their own set of rules?
I think they go by WADA.
Okay, so if they go by WADA and melatonin's not on WADA, then that's a no-brainer. It's like, doesn't matter.
But so they're just testing for the competition. The competition day is what they're testing.
So if they test you that day, and you're clean, you're clean.
You're clean, right?
So if it leaves your system,
it's legit result is what they're saying. If they came in and say they tested him in a couple weeks when he's back participating, using, he'd probably come up, he'd get dinged.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem because I know a lot of other sports have that. The big ones, right?
Yeah.
They test you all year long. It doesn't matter if you have a game or it's the.
That's because they're governed by
exactly.
a body, right?
But I think where we're at, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's still a little bit of the Wild West.
And so, especially when now you're because is it a PED? That's the other thing. It's like, who cares if it's on WADA? Is it a PED? And then like, well,
I think
ibuprofen,
it kind of is,
Optogen was on. Someone said Optogen's a PED.
It kind of is. I'll be honest with you. I think that is a little bit of a PED.
But again, where you go back to, there's no list that has Optogen on it as a PED.
Right.
And I think that's the bad part that people can't get too caught up on because there is money in sponsorship. If you win, you get more money. Or if you do well in races, someone's going to pick you up and sponsor you.
Exactly.
Well, okay. Was that I'm getting money based on cheating on the WADA list.
Right.
Okay. Now for me, again, I don't really waffle.
So where are they going to draw a line with caffeine? Because you said that a couple weeks ago that coffee's going to be or caffeine's going to be on the list at a high dosage. I mean, that's got to be a super high dosage.
It's got to be. Yeah.
That's like crazy dosage.
And I think what goes back to what you were saying though is it's so race specific, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if you go run Tim Trail Marathon here locally?
Right.
It's just a local marathon race. They probably have no WADA information on there.
No.
Because
they're not going to test.
Yeah.
It's too expensive.
Well, I mean, even if you don't test, you can still have WADA rules or whatever. You don't have to test.
So why have the rules if you're not going to test?
Well, I think maybe it's just a deterrent to say, hey, don't come to my event if you do X, Y, or Z.
Right.
Because that's where I think some of this, there's so many angles with this problem, right? From this social media outburst. It wasn't just WADA. It wasn't just legal daily doses. It wasn't just during competition. It wasn't just racing because races are different. Competition frame's different. So I think that's the biggest issue. I don't care if the dude uses, but if it's illegal to use it during Western states and he uses, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And no one can say, well, it's legal in his state. I don't really care.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, if the test results come back positive, then his result shouldn't count.
Yeah. And it
is what it comes down to. And I think you just make it that simple, that cut and dry.
Yeah.
If he's using all the way up to it and then he detoxes and it's not in his system anymore, then he's played by that rule.
Exactly. Because there were people coming back and, like I mentioned earlier, saying, well, if he's doing it during training and he's benefiting during training, that's a disadvantage. But it's not a rule. Right? If you
it's a rule. It's just like I said, that governing body is not there to test throughout the year.
Yeah. And they're not going to pick a random dude and spend X amount of dollars just to hit.
No,
for
definitely
what?
not.
For why?
No. I mean, if say he got picked up by Solomon, that'd be a whole different story.
Whole different
because
story.
Then he's gonna have a testing passport. They're gonna have a baseline on him, but he wouldn't do that because he dude likes to get stoned.
Yeah, and Solomon wouldn't pick him up for that reason.
Exactly.
Right? So I think that's a different thing. But, yeah, I was just reading it made my head explode because so many people would like leave a comment and then someone would attack them at a different angle that they weren't trying to make.
I know, it was ugly.
And it was like,
it was so unnecessary.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate.
Right.
And again,
they finally resolved it at the end. You know, they sat down, they talked it out, and I think that they both were on the same page at the very end.
Yeah. So Dave and Avery sat down during a show from somebody else and kind of, I won't say resolve their differences, but had a handshake at the end.
Yeah, and Dave really, I think that his initial reaction was very visceral. It came from the gut. He really strongly believes that there's a lot of doping in the sport right now, which I think there is.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee there is.
You know? But there's no way to really catch people unless we have a testing system, unless we have a governing body, unless more RDs are willing to spend their money on testing.
Yeah, which is
that's expensive.
Happen.
It's not going to happen because they're barely breaking even as it is.
Yeah, racing to put on is expensive.
It is.
But I think going back to Dave's response, so I mean. And I tried to talk to, or someone I was talking to about it, and I said, first of all, you got to understand who Dave Mackey is.
Right.
Right? He's not just some random dude.
No, he's legit.
He's legit, and he's old school.
Yeah, he is.
He's been around for a long time.
Right.
So we've talked about this on the show. We've had guests that talked about it on the show. It's the morphing of the sport.
Right.
You get the younger, the faster, and sometimes the fly-by-night runners that'll come in, hit a couple, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Right? So I think when you come from watching this sport grow from grassroots, having so much invested in the sport, right? Not just financially, like putting a race on, but I mean, he's been around. He knows the times when they didn't have handheld special things and everything else, and then you get this craziness that just has exploded.
Yeah, in the last 3 years,
it has.
It's the sport has changed dramatically. For good or bad, or bad, right?
And that's what we leave up to everybody else because I waffle on that some days. And we've even had guests on our show saying, well, you guys kind of bring more attention to the sport too by your podcast.
Yeah, we do because we love the sport.
We do. Yeah. So I think that's some of it too is where, Dave had that initial reaction. It's just he's been around. You don't know the history, and a lot of people commenting. There was people that weren't even runners, that weren't invested in the thing.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that too. Ultra running, trail running, it's a community, it's a tribe.
Right.
And you have those people that are just doing it for the utmost respect, the right reason. Then you have some people that come in and kind of, don't respect the sport.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it kind of came in is the misunderstanding and then just him being passionate about what he thought or believed initially.
Right.
So I think it just blew up. It got ugly when it shouldn't have.
Right.
And I'm sure that Dave and Avery both would have probably wished it would have done something would have been different.
Yeah.
Right. But it didn't.
Yeah.
And you just got to move on from it. But it's never going to go away. And
no,
you see
it's not.
Everything that comes up about this is getting bigger.
Yeah.
This was the biggest one that I remember, but we've seen it before where people have been banned. Right. Or have been accused.
And it's a lot of it has come from, say, either the European side, right, where we don't know those people as well. Mm-hmm. They tested positive over there, and they come over here and they try to compete, right? And then they're kind of called out. Or you get people that are crossing over. Say you have somebody that was a triathlete, right, and then they've been tested positive, and they come over and they try to race on the trail side, and they'll do something sneaky like change their last name or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't see anything happening in the near future that's going to make things change for the
It's going to have to come
better.
from the sponsors.
Yeah, and
to be honest, I mean, like Solomon, they're doing something huge, right? And then to be honest, Ultra can do it.
Yeah,
they've got the money to do it. Hoka's got the money to do it.
Yeah,
Nike can do it. Under Armour can do it because they're getting a big team going.
Yeah, and they're dropping some money in the bucket too.
Right? Did you see Power Stash is on their team?
Yeah, I did not.
Yes,
he's wearing Under Armour.
Yes.
Oh man, I did not see that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Power Stash, Mr. Tolbert.
We're going to find out now.
But I'm pretty sure I saw you running in some Under Armour gear.
Oh, he did do something sneaky on Facebook a while back that said something, and I didn't follow up with it. But, yeah, no, you're exactly right. I don't think it's going to come down to the races because it's just not enough money for that.
No.
But if maybe it's like Ultra, since they sponsor Western, maybe it comes onto them if they want to. Then they sponsor that test, not just for their team, but overall.
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah, because if they're giving prize money.
10 deep on men, 10 deep on women.
Yeah.
We're going to test you.
And testing companies, it's not that expensive. Drop the rate, man.
Yeah, I think it's quality that you need to maintain. You got to maintain a certain level of quality of hitting these procedures for every single test, right? Yeah. And that's where the money comes. That's where the cost comes.
Yeah. So, anyway, interesting stuff. Yeah. You know, I think we've hit on it pretty good and kind of given you our 2 cents. But again, there's not enough information anywhere to have a stand completely on it. There's just too much gray area, and there's going to be for as long as I can ever imagine. Now, as long as they don't start testing for cheese curds
and IPA,
ice cream, and Joel's category, since he loves that, I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. So, enough of that. Joel, he just got back from southern Utah.
Oh my gosh,
had a trip.
Loved it,
literally, because he was everywhere.
Not that type of trip. I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I think last time I did that was in 1996.
He was in southern Utah. There was no peyote involved.
No.
But he got in some sweet sightseeing, some runs.
So much fun.
Saw some people.
So pretty down there.
Yeah.
Amazing. Access to trails down there is really cool.
Is it?
Yeah. The house we were staying at was right next to basically the Chuck Walla and the Paradise Rim trail system. And so I was a block and a half away, and I was able to run out of the house every day and just go up and explore. And I got to know that trail system really well.
That's awesome.
And then on my final day, Turtle Miller came over and picked me up, and we went north on Bluff Street. So if you're familiar with St. George, Bluff Street goes north and south, and then Bluff Street parallels Snow Canyon State Park. And so we drove north, and this is also, if you've run St. George Marathon, it comes down Bluff, right? So we drove north on Bluff, and we just parked some random pullout. And there's a trailhead across the road from that started up by Snow Canyon State Park, and we ran into the park, and it's so beautiful and remote. It was Gila was the trail that we started on.
Huh.
And we ran that, and it was just this variation of soul-sucking sand, which I didn't mind because my head was on a swivel looking at the sights. Yeah. And really good single track, and not really slick rock because that rock there is petrified sand dunes that you're running on, which is even cooler, right?
Grippy.
Yes, it is grippy. So we ran that Gila for a while over to the Beck Trail, and we took Beck Hill down to Chuck Walla and then came back up Paradise. So if you're down there and you're looking for something to do, that trail system, the Chuck Walla Trailhead and the Paradise Rim Trailhead are great. As far as signage goes, there's signs there, but they're not like, it's not like, hey, you got to go that way.
Turn left.
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of points in a general direction.
That's awesome.
But you can get a map. There's really good maps. And once you get on the map, then you'd be like, okay, I know where I'm at.
Sweet.
And you can just explore. It's really cool.
I saw some of the photos, obviously, but that looked like a blast.
It was. And you know what?
Pretty.
Mr. Miller is looking pretty svelte.
Is he?
Yes, like honestly. He's looking really good and fit. And we ran, and he was running fast.
Was he?
Yes, he was running fast.
So he's been sandbagging Strava.
I called him out on that.
Yeah.
I said, dude, what's up with that? He goes, I put everything up there. So obviously, I'm just not on Strava enough.
You just see the 2 milers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, what's going on with this 2 miler thing? So the deal with that is behind his house, there's a bluff. Right? And he goes up there, and there's a loop that he does. He wants to make sure that he's running almost every day. So he goes up there, and he does that real quick. So the day I was over at his house drinking beer, which thank you, Cameron Kershaw, for bringing some beer down from Montana.
Thank you very much. I got some of that, too.
It was tasty. We were there drinking, and it was like 10 o'clock, and I leave. He's like, I'm going for a run. And I'm like, dude, if I went for a run right now, I'd probably throw up because I was putting down some beers. But he goes out at 10 o'clock at night and does that 2 mile loop.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's cool. That's good for him.
Yeah, so he's looking really good. I told him, I said, dude, if you keep this up all summer, if you keep running like this, no problem at Wasatch. No problem at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's always good to see that.
Yeah, I'm psyched for him. He's looking good.
Well, we didn't get his update on his weight this week, but we'll be back next week with that. St. George was good.
Oh, so much fun.
Because Zion was this weekend. There's tons of people down there for the races. Saw photos all weekend.
Yeah, we need to have a nice little shout out for our girl, Amy Pett, local Ogden girl.
First 100 miler.
First 100 miler.
She finished it.
I know.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome. Congratulations, Amy.
Yeah, for sure. Way to go. Let's see what else we got. Oh, man, I'm telling you what. Ricky Gates, loving following him.
Yeah.
I decided that he needs all the pictures he's posting with his little sayings. He needs a coffee table book.
He does, right?
Because some of the stuff is just awesome.
Yep.
The people he's meeting and the conversations he's having and the locations he's at.
Right.
It is a Trans-Americana. It's Americana dream, man. It's super cool. I'd love to see a coffee table book on that. So someone get on that. And then over the weekend or yesterday, I registered finally for the Sink Canyon 50K in Lander.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So I'm headed out there in June.
Yeah, it's the third Saturday of June. Is that when that is?
Yeah. Same weekend as Logan Peak, which Jim Skaggs puts on, which still is open for registration.
I think that's a great race for anybody that's looking to get into the ultra scene or the marathon scene for trails. Logan Peak. It's a great trail. Good aid stations. What else? It's close to... It's close to Logan, Ogden, Salt Lake. Yeah, it's beautiful, too.
I'll tell you, when you hit the Logan Peak and you come down, you're on that little fire road, and then you take that left.
Yeah.
From that left to the finish.
That's the money right there.
Ridiculous.
Especially those
flowers.
Big yellow flowers.
Oh, man, I'll never forget that stuff. So I've run that race a few times. Love it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try something different this year.
Right. So Sings Canyon looks fun.
It looks really pretty.
I know.
I'm excited for that one. I really am.
I'm trying to get over there to volunteer.
Yeah?
That's my plan.
Cool. So let's see, we got that. We're still looking for that elusive beer sponsor we talked about last week. We didn't get any emails, or our phones didn't blow up, so we're still waiting for that.
That's right. I forgot to get on that.
So
I got some people I got to talk to about that.
Still waiting for that. And then, so again, where'd your feet take you? Our favorite thing of the week.
Yeah, you posted that early.
I did.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I had to. I had a lot going on that day, and I was kind of excited, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly,
right? Like, oh, man, I want to see some stuff. My hamstring's still jacked, so I haven't been able to run.
Right.
And so I'm like, I just want to see what everybody else is doing.
I know.
So, yeah, where did your feet take you? I started just in my hot tub.
That's right.
Just chilling.
That was a little creepy, but that's okay.
But at least I just showed my foot.
Yeah, true.
Because I didn't want everybody to see my Speedo. I'm like, it's not. I don't want to reveal my Speedo yet. I'm saving that. But yeah, we had some solid stuff. We talked about giving a sticker away for the top ones.
Right.
The top one.
Top one, yep.
So here's a few just that we had. Chris Ward, Mount Galbraith in Golden, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Just scenery for days. Matt Ozanek, he did the 24-hour on the Kokopelli Trail, 80 miles.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. He's coming to do the bear, so that's kind of some training for him. That's some killer early season training for the bear, though.
I know.
80 miles in April.
Yep.
Now just get in those hills, right?
I know.
That'll be awesome.
He'll be fine for the bear.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, one of my favorites, Matt Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Buckskin Gulch.
That was that was probably like my top two right there.
That was so cool.
That was pretty... It's been kind of all over the place, which is kind of cool to see. Like it's been on Instagram.
Me of like an alien.
It
that
does.
Little picture guy.
We got to figure out how to get down there and do that.
I want to get down to do something cool like that. I'm tired of looking at pictures. Jeremy Haddock locally, he went down and did east of Vegas, Frenchman Mountain. Kurt Stein, dude's in Kauai.
Yeah, he's all over the place. What's his deal?
I don't know.
Darn it.
I don't know, but I want to.
He travels a lot for work, I think.
I think he just travels a lot.
Right.
Racing and eating Arby's. Right?
Yeah.
Carl Duke, Newport. He was with Crystal Coves at the Barlows, hanging out there, doing some running.
Right.
Cheryl Lynn, Black Mountain here in Utah.
Yeah.
Little Black Mountain.
Little Black Mountain.
Grant Nicholas, he was at Mount Mitchell, North Carolina.
That's right, back in my old neck of the woods.
You're getting a lot of that.
Yeah.
Turtle Miller, that was you, posted from his kitchen, drinking some Angry Hanks.
That's right.
From Cameron Kershaw.
That was pretty good.
Brian Fluman.
Yeah.
Hidden. Chinese Peak Pocatello from Stacy Barker, our logo master.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got Richard Allen. He was in Idaho. Pretty shot with some Trail Manners swag.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
did he have the red shirt on?
Yeah, he's got our swaggin' rights.
Yeah. Swaggin' rights.
Like that, right? Jeff Hart, Yakima Skyline Trail with the TM visor, swaggin' rights. Panama City Beach, Larry Adams. He's travels a lot. He's local here.
Yeah, he's a salesman.
And here's this one, Henrik. Oh, man, from Sweden.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't want to kill it because I love the look of your last name. It reminds me of Lowenbrow.
Yeah, right.
He's in Sweden. He had a visor and a shirt on.
Yeah.
He's got extra swaggin' rights this week. Just a killer shot.
You need to hashtag that.
Swaggin' rights. Alex Terrell, Bag Ferry Peak on Antelope Island, wearing Trail Manners shirts.
Oh, that's right. The blue one.
Yeah.
Yellow. Right? Or yellow.
Yellow.
Blue shorts.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Man, you got a good memory.
I know.
Jason Koenig, Chesapeake Bay,
Okay.
Bay. So we're all over the globe right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Chris Williams, Dearborn, Montana.
Wow.
Amy Pett, Gooseberry Mesa from her first 100.
Girl.
Amber Lee was right when it snowed this past weekend on the BST here north of 12th Street.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't here for that.
Molly Bitten, Oceanside, California. Eric Thomas, he had a video, which was I love videos, man, when they shoot those. Kim Givler, if you don't remember her, she won the Sunto watch contest we had. So she was in Canada, in backcountry skiing. She had her Trail Manners beanie, her Sunto watch she won, and a inflatable turtle.
I know.
Which we got to hear that story.
I know. That was funny to see. There was a lot going on in that picture.
There was a lot. It was a good picture, though.
It was.
Our buddy in Australia, Simon, tongue twister, so I'm going to say it. It's the Jabuluni Challenge at Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park north of Sydney.
Yeah.
There we go. It was a race start.
That guy's racing like every weekend.
I know. Some killers. They must have a lot over there. Because there's a butt ton of people at the start lines, too. It's not like just a little one.
No, it's not like a little 5K.
Sarah Ohm, one of our favorite. She was just doing a birthday with her little park ranger daughter in Georgia. Yeah. Randall Clare, New Mexico. Jeff Metzger, Grand Canyon, South Kaibab. Austin Cronley, Flag Rock in Farmington. Kim Haslam, another Zion 100 photo.
Oh, that was a good one.
Jeff Fulmer had a good one of the Trail Manners hat with a windmill in the background. I don't know where.
Was he in Idaho Falls?
Probably, yeah. Quicksilver Park in San Jose from Tim Ruiz. That trail just looks really cool with the grass and the trees. Ugh.
Isn't he posted from there a couple of times before?
I don't know. In San Jose, yeah.
I think so.
I think there must be a killer run. I'm not familiar with the area as well. So, Doug Smith, Cabo San Lucas. We're getting international now.
Wait a minute. Was he running or just vacationing?
It looks like he's probably running. It was pretty either way.
Running to the bar.
Yeah. They don't have to run. They swim to that.
Yeah.
Ryan Ward, Hidden Valley, Ogden, and then also Taylor's Canyon. Cameron Kershaw, Zion's National Park after the Zion 100K.
Yeah, he did 100K, so that was good.
Rachel Zeller, her feet took her to her backyard, and I don't know where that is, but it's a cool-looking backyard. Right. 4 little photos mixed in there. Old David Stevenson, first one of the year, rattlesnake.
That's right. Yeah, he sent me a message about that. It's like, nope, didn't see any over here.
Yeah.
You keep them all over there, Dave.
And he's also on Prospector Trail with his TM shirt and hat. And he goes, I think I scared him off with my Trail Manor stuff, because we got trail cred, man.
That's right. We got trail cred.
We got trail cred and swaggin' rights.
Swaggin' rights.
Aaron Davis, same place as last week, with only more miles of vert in Canfield, Montana.
Right on.
And he keeps tagging Beaverhead endurance runs. 13 weeks out. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
That's scary.
Jeff Fulmer, another one, Idaho Falls. Eric Thomas, City Creek. I'm guessing Pocatello.
I think that's Pocatello.
Chris Raver, Zion 50K.
Right.
Juanita Beard, Chambers Creek Canyon. Not sure where. Spencer Ellis, Rock Canyon, Utah. Simon again snagged another one on the course, and that freaking looks rad and gnarly. Yeah. Chris Quint got his early spring trail in Bidford, Maine. The Blandings Loop with his dog Charlie.
Nice.
So always love when the dogs are involved. Jake Lewis, my feet took me to a mile section of ankle-deep flooded trail. Tim Shoup, Squawk Mountain State Park, Washington.
Right.
And now we've got Emmy in Danville, PA. And someone went to the Wedge. So,
nice.
Joel, what was your photo of the week for a free sticker? Just send us your address. We'll get you a cool sticker out.
It has to be that Buckskin Gulch.
Which one was that? I just read them all. Buckskin Gulch. Was that near the top?
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah, Matt Williams.
Yeah, Matt Williams.
Oh, yeah, that was mine. That was just the lighting.
Yeah.
The sheer, I don't know what to even call it, just the massiveness of the little canyon with that little teeny person in the water.
I think that was it for me.
Yeah, I was going to agree with you on that one.
And then, man, the second was Amy Pett, just because she finished the Zion 100.
Yeah. That's really cool.
That was. We'll just give her a sticker anyways for that.
Right.
All right,
You're
let's
on.
do that.
You're both on.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Matt and Amy,
yeah,
you won this week, and we'll use some single track session stuff. But all these others, it's hard. That's what's hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the one from Amber Lee on 12th Street, and it's the snowy trail with Ben Lomond's snow in the background.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's crazy.
We can't always pick ones here locally, though.
No,
so that's why we got to start spreading the love.
But then we talk about like Kim Givler. You know, I mean, it doesn't hurt that you've got some swag on, some Trail Manor swag for
It
sure.
actually helps.
It helps a lot,
Yeah,
even
'cause
though
you have
the
swagging
Matt
rights.
Williams ones didn't. You got swagging rights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot here that could win. So I might send out a couple random ones.
I think so. I think that's a good idea.
But, yeah, so those were solid. Again, keep them coming. Just get ready because it's coming again Sunday. We're going to keep doing the same thing. Use your photo on SingleTrack as well. Send you a sticker to show you how cool stuff are and done. Next up, let's talk a little something on our Strava. So we've got our Strava group.
Oh, yeah, we do.
And we're going to start announcing this. So for last week for Strava, we have our number one on our group for distance.
Yeah.
That was Mike Evans, 109.9 miles.
Whoa, really?
Yep.
Holy cow, that's a lot of mileage.
Yeah. And Mike's up in, like, Jackson area.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Like
We're gonna have
Victor up in there. I know Mike.
Is he running or is he cross-country skiing too?
I don't know. I just go off our Strava
biking?
run.
You better not be
I hope
biking.
not. I hope it's all run but there was someone at like 103. I think
That's
Amy
crazy.
Pett was, but she had the race. Run time, total time on the feet.
Okay.
That's Amy Pett, 28:30.
That girl?
And then climbing, vert, we had like 4 or 5 people at 15,000, but the top by like 100 feet maybe was Kara Molitor, 15,531 feet last week.
Wow, that's solid. That's really good.
Yeah, so we'll keep updating on that because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
To see the crazy mileage for a week and everything else. And then we're going to make a quick announcement. We sent some emails out for those that are coming to the Ogden Trail Running Festival.
Yep.
We're just talking about Saturday right now.
Yeah, just the race day.
If you registered for the Gib Wallace race,
Yep.
please check your email.
Yes.
You got an email yesterday or a couple days ago talking about some time changes we had to do.
Yes.
So just a quick rundown, and hoping we can get more people to register too.
Yeah.
But race time now is 5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m.
So the festival for the day at the park starts at 3.
Yep.
We're going to have yoga, clinics for stretching and massage.
Yep.
We're going to have a kids K.
Yes.
We're going to have yoga, shoe demo.
Yes,
and some
from Solomon.
cool
They'll be there.
vendors. It's like Squirrel's Nut Butter. And,
Right.
we have a lot of good companies at that. So 3 o'clock on May 6th.
Yeah.
And all our information
The race
on our website.
starts at 5:30.
Yep. The kids K starts at 5.
Race check-in 4:30.
4:30. You can start
4:30?
checking in because
Yep.
we'll all be there.
Yeah.
So you did get an email. We are offering a 100% full refund.
Yes.
No questions asked if you can't make it.
And we understand.
Right? And we totally understand. We had a couple people say, you know what, we can't do it. I got a wedding and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Our apologies. It was something we could not avoid.
No, trust me, we tried our best.
We had our permits. Everything was good to go. And then at the last minute, they said, oh, we forgot about this event that's happening.
AYSO Soccer
Photos. So
has the park in the morning.
even though we did everything the way we were supposed to.
Yeah, we were legit.
We learned some things.
But you know what? This might be more fun to have it in the evening.
I'm actually, the more I think about it, I think even going further in the future, this
Just
is the
have
way
it
to
in
do
the
it
evening. Yeah,
because
it's
it's
gonna be fun.
different.
Yeah.
And then when you're at the festival, you can hang out after.
Yeah.
There's another race that Turtle Miller and Joel Hatch are brainchilding.
Really? I didn't know it was me.
Yeah, you're involved in it.
I kind of am involved.
After the race, there's going to be another race.
Yeah, the Twinkie 2-miler.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Twinkie 2-miler.
Yeah. Gosh, the website's up. I think it's twinkie2miler.com.
Yeah, we'll put that on there.
Huh.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that one is going to be at 7:15. So if you want to do that race, I think that information's already up on the twinkie2miler.com website. Gosh, go there. Just look at the information.
Check it out.
Gosh.
Gee, we're gonna have a recycling station.
We're going to have a Twinkie upcycling station.
What do you call that? A yellow waste station.
Yeah, exactly.
And Joel, also, we're doing a kids K.
We are. That'll be fun.
10 and under.
Yeah, I think
Is it
so.
under 10 or 10 and under?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I say we go 10 and under.
Yeah, if you're 10 years old.
I don't want to ID kids.
That'd be fun. Show me your birth certificate.
So 10 and under, we're gonna have a kids K at 5 o'clock. Kind of kick off the race night. So we have
Exactly.
3 races now.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, again, please check your email. Let us know. I want to make sure everybody gets the information. I want 0 people showing up at 7 to check in.
Yeah, right.
Or else you're just going to get your pictures taken with the AYSO kids.
Which could be kind of fun.
And creepy.
Yeah.
But we do apologize. You have our sincerest apologies.
Yeah.
We're not trying to hide anything. It
Nope.
just something came up like a week ago, and we worked feverishly, whether it was changing locations, changing the course.
Yes.
And me and Joel, at the end of the day, said, no, we want to keep the quality and our vision, because this is going to be something we do every year.
And the same location, that's important. The location is like killer.
Yeah.
And you can't, there's other places we could have it, but it changes the nature of the course and the events, and no.
And after, like we just said, after looking at it going forward every year, it'll probably be the same time frame.
I think so.
It'll be cool. It's at night. It's something a little different.
Yeah.
We do understand people cannot make it, so again, just send us an email. We'll give you a full refund.
Right.
So you're not out anything. We're not here to make money. We want to have a great experience for everybody.
It'll be fun
and transparent. So yeah, check your emails. And again, don't forget about the festival all day. If you don't want to race, there's room to volunteer.
Yeah.
Come hang out, check out some demo. Grab a pair of Salma shoes, run up in the hills, check them out. Squirrel Nut Butter is going to be there.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of cool gear. 30s local shop's going to be there. We got a lot of cool companies that are going to be there.
Yeah, we do.
So it'll be fun. And Joel and I will be there.
Right.
While
Turtle Miller will be
swag. Oh, my God. Turtle Miller's going to be there.
Yeah, he's got to have a kissing booth.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. But, yeah, still Friday night, May 5th, the film festival. Nothing's changing there except just more fun.
One ticket. There's one ticket available.
Yep.
So if you want to come, check out some cool films and meet Anna Frost.
And get 25% off an outlet pricing at Amersport Factory Outlet.
I know. Come on.
They got Arc'teryx, Solomon, Mavic, Sunto.
Wait a minute. They got Sunto, but I don't think the price is good for Sunto.
Okay, we'll double check that. But they still have Solomon, Arc'teryx, Mavic, Wilson.
Right.
They got all kinds of stuff there, man.
It's crazy. They've got a lot of stuff down there. We were down there yesterday. They've got a lot of product right now.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Not just running stuff. They got coats, puffies, ski
they
pants.
Got everyday wear.
T-shirts, everyday button-ups.
Nice
hats, packs.
Yeah.
Belts. Stuff.
All
right, so yeah, there's that. What else we got going? Oh, our water bottles, the 50/50 water bottles, vacuum insulated. Man, these things are legit.
They are.
We're selling them for $30. We've been blowing some out already.
Yeah.
And these are made to order.
That's the cool thing.
So it takes a couple days.
They are custom cut to order.
Yeah. So it takes a couple. Once you place your order, it does take a couple days.
Yeah.
But we'll get them right out to you.
They're hot off the press, literally.
Right? Yeah. They're orange, blue, and black.
Yeah, not green.
3 colors. Yeah, 3 flavors, and we've been selling those. So don't forget those. They're awesome, man. I've been using because I use coffee in mine.
Yeah.
Actually, I have 2. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I have coffee in one, and I do water in the other. Yeah. So I don't like to mix my beverages. And I also have a 40-ouncer that I had special made that's going to carry some hops drink.
Some performance-enhancing.
Performance-enhancing hops. Yeah. That's what it is. PEH.
Yeah.
So, don't forget about that. And then lastly, I'm going to give a shout-out to the people that have been helping us this week with orders. We got Kurt Stein from Maryland.
Yeah.
Supporter from day one.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Now go get it. Hat, PI shirt, and orange water bottle. And you know what he did? He kicked in some donation on top of that.
That's so nice.
So, Kurt, thank you so much. And he was on his way to Hawaii, so it's not like he couldn't have used that money for something else. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good friend Debbie Farka.
How many water bottles did she order?
She ordered 2. Because, again, you got to have the colors. And you got to have the different things.
Dang sexy. Now, folks, make sure you're putting your name on the bottom of these bottles.
Someone steal them or mix them up?
Because, I mean, when you're hanging out with the other people that have Trail Narrows water bottles, we don't want to mix them up.
Like when you come hang out with me and Joel.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be full of hanging out this summer.
That's right.
Annie, McDonald, bottle.
Did she get the orange one?
Yeah, of course. Matches her Jeep.
I know.
Orange is our number 1 seller.
It should be. It's so hot.
David Stevenson, he got a bottle and a donation.
Nice. Thanks, Dave.
I think because of his karma and his trail cred, not mess with the rattlesnake.
That's right.
Boom. Molly, she got a bottle. Mike Pace, local guy, 2 bottles.
Nice.
So, yeah, thank you so much, you guys. This is so huge. And then keep your eyes open because next week we might have some more items in the store because as quick as we're getting money from this stuff, we're putting it into other cool stuff.
Yeah, that's
we just love cool swag.
Yeah.
Because we got to have the swaggin' rights.
That's right.
So,
swaggin' rights.
So I think that's it for this week. Not much to add, but again, thanks for your support.
Yeah.
Get your pictures for the weekend. If you're running the Gib Wallace race, please check your email and get back to us. We want to make sure that's on the up and up. We want to be transparent.
Only get back to us if you're not going to run.
See, and I've asked everybody to because that way I did because that way I know they got it.
Okay.
That way it's like, oh, well, everybody's coming, and 5 people didn't get it. So I've asked everybody to reply.
Right.
Say, if you're coming, let me know.
If you don't reply, we're gonna pester you.
Yeah, I will. I'll email you again in like a week because I would. Man, I have anxiety over this whole thing, right? So I have some stomach ulcer issues going on or something. But I've had sleepless nights because I'm just bummed that I had to send people emails and might mess with travel
bummed,
plans.
But I'm excited now because we're doing something new. We're doing something different.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun.
No, I'm way excited. I just wish, because there's some people coming from out of town we know that can't do it now.
That's the thing I'm most bummed about.
Yeah, just the people that want to run it that can't. But maybe there's people now that say, oh, man, I had a kid's soccer game and I had something I had like a pedicure, Brazilian wax that morning, but now I can make it, right? Now I can make it because it's in the evening.
All freshly shorn.
Yeah, and the cool thing is you can hang out at the park, man.
Yes.
We're gonna have some food. We're gonna have some fun times.
Well, the good thing now is we can get different food trucks coming because before the problem was it was like in the morning it's like, well, who can come?
Yep.
Waffle Love can come, but now everybody can come.
Yep. So now we're going to try and reach out and get a few.
Oh,
that's our goal.
Lucky Slice. I'm gunning for you.
Yeah, I know. I want to get some cool stuff. But yeah, we want to get some food trucks there. Have some, bring your own if you want.
Yeah,
it's a park.
Yeah.
Bring a Frisbee. Bring your own ice chest full of stuff.
Yeah, just be discreet.
Yep.
Be respectful.
Have a water bottle to put it in.
Yep. Oh, we got one that, as long as you got your name on the bottom of it,
you're good to go.
That's right.
So anyway, thank you so much. It's a long single track session today, but lot to spew through and a lot of stuff. So again, thanks for everybody's support. Oh, by the way, we did hit 1,300 likes on Facebook. Thanks to everybody out there.
Right on.
Let's crank it, man. Let's not stop. Let's keep it going.
Let's get 2,000.
Oh man, that'd be solid.
Right.
So let's keep cranking. We just love what we do.
Yeah.
And we love all of you and all your fun comments and responses and orders and everything. So keep them coming, and we will catch you next week on the Single Track Session.